My dear friends, imagine for a moment a pond on a blustery day. The wind howls, leaves scatter, and the water's surface is a chaotic dance of ripples and waves. Now, picture that same pond on a still morning, its surface a perfect mirror reflecting the sky above. The pond hasn't changed, but its reaction to external forces has. In much the same way, we too can learn to remain calm and unruffled in the face of life's storms. Today we'll explore the art of acting as if nothing bothers you, not as a mask to hide behind, but as a testament to inner strength and... Now, you might be wondering, is such a thing even possible? Surely, we're meant to feel, to react, to be bothered by the world around us. And you'd be right to a point. We are indeed feeling creatures, designed to respond to our environment. But there's a profound difference between feeling and being controlled by our feelings, between acknowledging our emotions and being enslaved by them. Consider for a moment the last time something truly bothered you. Perhaps it was a careless comment from a colleague, a setback in your personal goals, or an unexpected change in plans. How did you react? Did you feel your heart rate quicken, your muscles tense, your mind race with frustrated thoughts? This, my friends, is what it means to be bothered, to allow external circumstances to disrupt our inner peace. But what if I told you that this disruption, this bothered state, is not an inevitability but a choice? What if you could face life's challenges with the serenity of that still pond, acknowledging the ripples but not being defined by them? To understand how this is possible, we must first grasp the nature of being bothered. You see, being bothered is not merely about the external event that triggers us. It's about our interpretation of that event, our attachment to a particular outcome, our expectations of how things should be. In essence, we are bothered not by things, but by our view of things. Think of a time when you were stuck in traffic. Were you bothered? Most likely. But was it the traffic itself that bothered you? Or was it your expectation of arriving at a certain time, your attachment to a schedule, your interpretation of the delay as a personal inconvenience? The traffic was merely a neutral event. It was your thoughts about the traffic that created the bothered state. This realization is profoundly liberating. If our bothered state stems from our interpretations rather than external events themselves, then we have the power to change it. We can learn to respond rather than react, to choose our mental state rather than have it imposed upon us by circumstance. But how do we make this shift from reacting to responding? It begins with awareness. The next time you feel bothered, pause for a moment. Notice the physical sensations in your body, the thoughts racing through your mind. This simple act of observation creates a space between the triggering event and your response, a space in which you can choose. Is my reaction helping or harming you? Is there another way to view this situation? Often, you'll find that your initial reaction is neither helpful nor based on a complete understanding of the situation. Consider the example of receiving criticism. Your initial reaction might be to feel hurt, defensive, maybe even angry. But what if you could pause in that moment and choose to view the criticism as valuable feedback, an opportunity for growth? The criticism itself hasn't changed, but your response to it has. This ability to choose our response is the essence of inner strength and resilience. It's not about suppressing our emotions or pretending that challenging situations don't affect us. Rather, it's about developing the mental fortitude to face life's ups and downs with equanimity. Cultivating this inner strength is like building a muscle. It requires consistent practice and a willingness to face discomfort. Start small. The next time you face a minor annoyance, a long queue at the supermarket, a delayed train, a rainy day that spoils your plans, you practice choosing your response. Can you find patience in the queue? Can you use the train delay as an opportunity to read or reflect? Can you appreciate the beauty of the rain? As you practice with these smaller challenges, you'll find your resilience growing. You'll be better prepared to face larger obstacles with the same calm, chosen response. But what about those times when the challenge seems too great? The emotions too overwhelming? This is where the art of detachment comes into play. Detachment in this context doesn't mean not caring. It means observing without absorbing, acknowledging without being consumed. Imagine you're watching a movie. You may feel joy, sadness, anger as the plot unfolds, but at some level, you know it's just a movie. You're engaged, but not entangled. This is the essence of detachment, being fully present in your life, feeling your emotions, but not being defined or controlled by them. Practice this detachment in your daily life. When you find yourself in a challenging situation, imagine stepping back and observing it as if you were watching a movie. Notice your thoughts, your emotions, the reactions of others, but don't judge them. Simply observe. This practice of detachment allows you to respond to life's challenges with clarity and wisdom, rather than being swept away by reactivity. It gives you the power to choose your actions based on what's truly important rather than what's merely urgent or emotionally charged. As you cultivate this ability to detach and observe, you'll find yourself naturally reframing negative experiences. Reframing is the art of finding alternative, more empowering interpretations of events. For instance, imagine you've just been passed over for a promotion at work. Your initial interpretation might be one of failure and disappointment. But what if you reframed it? What if you saw it as an opportunity to reflect on your goals, to identify areas for growth, to explore new possibilities? The event itself hasn't changed, but your interpretation of it, and thus your emotional response has. This ability to reframe is not about forced positivity or denying the reality of challenging situations. It's about expanding your perspective, about finding the opportunity within the obstacle. Think of it this way. Every experience, no matter how challenging, holds within it a seed of growth, of learning, of transformation. Your task is to find that seed, to nurture it, to allow it to blossom into something beautiful and meaningful. As you practice reframing, you'll find that your perspective on life begins to shift. You'll start to see challenges not as burdens to be endured, but as opportunities to be embraced. You'll develop a resilience that allows you to face life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. But how do we maintain this perspective in the face of life's constant changes and challenges? This is where the practice of emotional regulation comes into play. Emotional regulation is not about suppressing our feelings, but about managing them wisely. Think of your emotions as waves in the ocean. You can't stop the waves from coming, but you can learn to surf them. This is the essence of emotional regulation, not eliminating emotions, but skillfully navigating them. One powerful tool for emotional regulation is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is simply the act of being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're mindful, you're able to observe your emotions as they arise, acknowledge them, but not be controlled by them. For example, let's say you're in a heated argument with a loved one. Instead of getting caught up in the swirl of anger and hurt, take a moment to be mindful. Notice the physical sensations in your body, the thoughts racing through your mind. This simple act of awareness can create a space between stimulus and response, allowing you to choose a more constructive way forward. As you cultivate this practice of mindfulness and emotional regulation, you'll find yourself naturally embodying the principles of stoicism in your daily life. Now, when I speak of stoicism, I don't mean a cold, unfeeling demeanor. Rather, I'm referring to the ancient philosophy that teaches us to find inner peace by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. Consider the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates the essence of acting as if nothing bothers you. It's not about denying the reality of challenging situations, but about choosing our response to them. In your daily life, practice asking yourself, is this within my control? If it is, take action. If it's not, practice acceptance. This simple shift in focus can dramatically reduce the amount of mental and emotional energy you waste on things you cannot change. For instance, you can't control whether it rains on your outdoor event, but you can control your preparation and your attitude. You can't control how others behave, but you can control your response to their behavior. By focusing your energy on what you can control, You'll find yourself less bothered by external circumstances and more empowered to shape your own experience of life. But to truly embody this Stoic principle, to act as if nothing bothers you, requires a deep level of self-awareness. You must become intimately familiar with your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. You must learn to observe yourself with the detached curiosity of a scientist studying a fascinating specimen. Start by paying attention to your triggers. What situations, people, or events tend to bother you the most? When you feel bothered, what physical sensations arise in your body? What thoughts run through your mind? By developing this self-awareness, you'll be better equipped to catch yourself in the moment of being bothered and choose a different response. Moreover, self-awareness allows you to understand the underlying needs and values that drive your reaction. Often when we're bothered by something, it's because it's touching on a deep-seated need or violating an important value. By understanding these underlying factors, you can address the root cause of your bothered state, rather than just managing the symptoms. For example, if you find yourself consistently bothered by a colleague's behavior, dig deeper. Is it really about their actions, or is it touching on your need for respect, recognition, or fairness? Once you understand the underlying need, you can find more constructive ways to address it. Now, as we cultivate this ability to remain unbothered, it's crucial that we don't lose our capacity for empathy and compassion. The goal is not to become cold or indifferent to the world around us, but to find a balance between emotional stability and genuine connection with others. When you're on an airplane, the safety instructions always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. In the same way, by maintaining your own emotional equilibrium, you're better equipped to offer genuine support and empathy to those around you. When you're not easily bothered, you can listen more deeply to others, understand their perspectives more clearly, and respond more effectively to their needs. You become a steady presence in the lives of those around you, a rock in the stormy seas of life. Moreover, by modeling this ability to remain unruffled in the face of life's challenges, you inspire others to do the same. Your calm presence becomes a beacon of hope, showing others that it's possible to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. But what about those times when there's not external circumstances that bother us, but our own thoughts and fears? One of the most common sources of distress is the fear of judgment from others. We worry about what people think of us, whether we're measuring up to their expectations, whether we're going to act as if nothing bothers you requires overcoming this fear of judgment. And the key to this lies in understanding a simple truth. What others think of you is none of your business. You have no control over the opinions of others, and those opinions say more about them than they do about you. Has worrying about others' judgments ever actually improved your life? Has it made you happier, more successful, more fulfilled? Likely not. In fact, this preoccupation with others' opinions often holds us back from being our authentic selves and pursuing our true passion. Instead of worrying about what others think, focus on living according to your own values and standards. Be true to yourself. Do what you believe is right, regardless of others' opinions. When you live this way, you'll find a deep sense of peace and satisfaction that no external validation can provide. Remember, you can't control what others think or say about you, but you can control how you respond to it. Choose to let go of the need for approval. Choose to define your own worth rather than allowing others to define it for you. In every moment, we have the power of choice. We can't always choose our circumstances, but we can always choose our response to those circumstances. This power of choice is what allows us to act as if nothing bothers us, even in the face of significant challenges. When faced with a difficult situation, pause and remind yourself, I have a choice in how I respond to this. This simple reminder can be incredibly empowering. It shifts you from a position of victimhood to one of agency and control. For instance, if someone criticizes you unfairly, you have a choice. You can choose to be offended and defensive, or you can choose to remain calm and consider whether there's any truth in their words that you can learn from. If you face a setback in your goals, you can choose to be discouraged, or you can choose to see it as an opportunity to reassess and improve your approach. By consciously exercising this power of choice, you'll find yourself less at the mercy of external circumstances and more in control of your own emotional state. You'll be able to maintain your composure and act as if nothing bothers you, not because you're indifferent, but because you're choosing your response wisely. As we conclude our exploration of this topic, I want to emphasize that acting as if nothing bothers you is not about suppressing your emotions or denying the reality of challenging situations. It's about developing the inner strengths and wisdom to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. It's about understanding that your peace of mind is too valuable to be given away to every passing circumstance or careless word. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose your response to life, rather than being at the mercy of your reflexive reaction. Imagine for a moment how your life would be different if you could maintain your composure in the face of any challenge. How would it change your relationships, your work, your sense of self? How much more energy would you have to devote to the things that truly matter to you, rather than wasting it on being bothered by things you can't control? This is the promise of learning to act as if nothing bothers you. It's not about becoming cold or unfeeling, but about becoming so grounded in your own inner peace that external circumstances can't easily shake you. It's about developing a resilience that allows you to bounce back quickly from setback, a wisdom that helps you see the opportunity in every challenge, and a serenity that radiates out to positively impact those around you. Well, my friends, I challenge you to begin this practice in your own lives. Start small. The next time something bothers you, pause. Take a deep breath. Remember that you have a choice in how you respond. Choose peace. Choose equanimity. Choose to act as if nothing bothers you, not because you're indifferent, but because you're strong enough to remain calm in the face of life's storm. And as you practice this, day by day, moment by moment, you'll find yourself transforming. You'll become like that still pond, reflecting the beauty of the world around you. Unruffled by the winds of circumstance, you'll discover a deep well of inner peace that nothing external can disturb. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you falter, when you find yourself bothered despite your best intentions. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Each moment is a new opportunity to choose your response, to act as if nothing bothers you. You weave this thought. You are stronger than any circumstance, wiser than any challenge, more resilient than any setback. You have within you the power to remain unbothered, to maintain your peace, regardless of external conditions. Embrace this power. Use it wisely, and watch as it transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around. Thank you, my friends. Go forth and be the calm in the storm, the peace in the chaos, the unbothered presence in a world that so desperately needs it.